Hey everybody, it's Renee here, and we're back today to work some more on our junk journal. I'm going to post the link up top to your right hand corner of the starter of the journal. I started this in part 1. We're in part 2 now, and if you want to watch that one first and come back, that would be great. If not, you can follow along and watch that one later. This is our journal that we're making. I have already done the signatures for some of them. This is a 5 signature journal, and I still have one more to do, and I will show you how we do that. It's pretty easy to do, as you will see, and you will see in the previous video, that I measured these out. And our measurements, again, I live in Canada, so my measurements were in centimeters, but it was 4.6, 13.5 and 25.5. So that's the dimensions for these ones. You can make them however wide you want. So then what I did, move this over, is this is our last signature to put in. And I've measured up all the paper, so you want to make sure that everything is measured properly so everything lines up really well. So you want to go through, do that, make sure you have the right papers that you want in the right places, because once you put them in, you will have to, if you don't like it, you'll have to cut it out and then put it back in again. So anyways, I'm going to go to the middle of our papers. And this one, I believe, was a 12 page, so that's 24 in total, but 12 page signature. So when you flip them and fold them in half, it works out to be 24 pages. So I'm going to use our clips. You want to clip them so it's nice and tight. And you want to make sure that you have a nice crisp seam. So what I recommend using is a bone folder. Make sure you have a nice crisp seam when you're doing this. So now what I'm going to do, you can see where the line is, and that's the middle. I drew my dots onto an envelope. So this will give us an idea of where we want to line it up to. And this is how I do mine. I know a lot of other people do it a different way, but this is what I do. There we go. Draw your dots on. And then our next step is you want to use an awl. And awl is an AWL. I got mine off of Amazon, but you can get them all over the place. And this punches holes in there. You can use something like, because I have a whole awl kit, this, or I sometimes use styrofoam, the bendable kind. So you can poke your holes in and make sure your holes are in the right spots, and it won't wreck your surface of your table. This case here though, I'm just going to kind of do it in the air. It sounds kind of weird, but I'm pretty used to doing these ones. Make sure when you're doing this that everything is lined up perfectly, so you have the right holes. Sometimes when I put the awl in, I rotate a little bit to make sure the hole is big enough, just so it's easier to get your needle in, because you have to go through these layers and then the layer of your journal. Okay, so there we go. So those are done. Our next step now is to grab our needle, and I have a really big needle. And then we are going to get, I use embroidery floss, but there's lots of other things you can use. And I'm just going to go 3 lengths. Sometimes that's too much, but I'd rather have too much. So like I said, I use just like a DMC, like an embroidery floss, or you can use something like real leather, the lace, it's called craft lace, which is like a waxy thread. So this is another option. I personally don't like these as much. because I find them hard to tie because them being waxy, sometimes they let go. But I know a lot of other people prefer those. With me, I find the embroidery floss works great. So, like I said, you want to make sure that you have a thicker enough needle. And don't mind my nails, they look brutal. Okay, go like that. All right, so you want to have enough overhang so it doesn't give out. So now we're going to put this into our journal. And I basically do, as you can see, the 3 holes. So now we're going to go like so. I start in the middle. I know some people do 4 holes. It's really what you prefer. So you want to make sure that a little bit is left over. Now I'm going to go into our last hole down here. And then you measure it up with this one here. So we're going to pull that through and pull it tight. Now we're going to go back into the middle and go back out to the other side. And again, you want to pull it tight. Okay, so then we're going to go to our top. And now we're going to go into the top one. Okay, so now we got that one through. And you want to tighten up your bottom part and your top part. So now I'm going to go underneath this one and then over. And then take your needle off, and now we're going to tie. I believe this is called a blanket stitch. I could be wrong. And then like so. Okay, so it's nice and tight. And now you can trim. And take your clips off. And there is your top. Okay, so there is our journal. That's what the binding looks like. So it's nice and clean. We have our 5 signatures. You will notice once you're flipping through, there's some space in between. But what I like to do, and you'll see down the road, I like to add extra papers and put them inside the opening. It's a great way to use up the space without making it even more chunky as your journal grows and you're adding more stuff to it. So these are our 5 signatures. So this is just a fast little add-on on how to add your signatures to your book. Our next step, we will be adding some pages, some other little add-ons and trinkets. I will be putting a toggle or a decorative hang right there. And I will then also be showing you the flip through, because this one will be for sale in my Etsy shop. So you want to make sure you check out my Etsy shop, and the link is down below in the description. But I just wanted to show you this is how you do a signature if you're into making your own signatures. There's lots more to come, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification and all. And if you like my videos, make sure to hit that link for like up at the top there. I really appreciate your support. These are a lot of fun to make and even more fun to decorate. So this will be probably a 3 or 4 part video series. So make sure, again, like I said, you hit the subscribe, and we will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.